Winter had arrived early in Maplewood, dusting the town in a delicate layer of snow. Evergreen wreaths hung from street lamps, and the scent of cinnamon and pine wafted through the air. At the heart of the festive chaos were two women, equally determined to claim the title of Maplewood's best Christmas decorator. Emma Sullivan, tall and confident with a penchant for bold, glittering designs, had won the title 3 years in a row. Every house she decorated radiated perfection, lights that twinkled like stars, garlands that draped elegantly, and ornaments meticulously placed for maximum effect. Her reputation was unchallenged until now. A new competitor had arrived in town, Riley Hart, a spirited woman with a carefree laugh and a style that was whimsical and chaotic in the most captivating way. Where Emma's designs were precise, Riley's were alive, full of vibrant colors and unexpected charm. Their first encounter came at the town hall Christmas planning meeting. Emma, clipboard in hand, tried to ignore Riley, whose easy confidence made Emma's meticulous plans feel suddenly rigid. "Welcome to Maplewood," Emma said politely, a forced smile in place. "Thanks. Can't wait to see what we can do with this year's decorations," Riley replied with a grin that could make the icicles on the town hall roof melt. Emma felt a flicker of irritation. She had ruled this contest for years. A newcomer shouldn't threaten that. But Riley's charm was undeniable, and Emma realized, to her dismay, that she didn't just feel competitive, she felt curious. The rivalry officially began when the town announced a festive decorating contest, and both women were assigned the same block, Cedar Lane. The challenge? Transform it into a winter wonderland worthy of a postcard. Emma and Riley stood on opposite ends of the street, each sizing up the other. The air buzzed with unspoken tension, and snowflakes began to drift down like tiny diamonds. Emma's heart, though, betrayed her calm exterior. The next morning, Emma arrived early, clipboard and measuring tape in hand. She had a plan: symmetrical lights, matching ribbons, and a central display that would leave the town in awe. She began hanging her lights with meticulous precision. Riley, on the other hand, showed up with a crate of ornaments, strings of multicolored lights, and a giant inflatable snowman. "Morning," Riley called cheerfully. "Need a hand?" Emma bristled. "I work best alone," she replied, adjusting a ribbon that Riley had knocked slightly out of place. Undeterred, Riley simply laughed and began decorating the opposite side of the street. But as hours passed, Emma noticed the way Riley's creativity brought warmth to the gray winter day. A cluster of mismatched ornaments somehow looked charming. A tangle of lights seemed magical. Emma hated admitting it, but she was impressed. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind swept down Cedar Lane, threatening to tear down both their decorations. Lights tumbled, wreaths swayed, and ornaments scattered. Emma and Riley dashed to save their displays simultaneously, colliding in the middle of the street. "Watch it," Emma exclaimed, but her irritation faded as she noticed Riley's breath forming little clouds in the cold air. I'm sorry," Riley said, cheeks flushed from both cold and exertion. Their hands brushed as they reached for a fallen wreath, and for a fleeting second, the rivalry melted away, replaced by something warmer, something neither woman wanted to name yet. The storm picked up, and soon the town's power flickered, leaving the street in a dim twilight. Emma realized she couldn't finish her decorations alone, and neither could Riley. Reluctantly, Emma suggested, "Maybe we should work together, just until the storm passes?" Riley's eyes sparkled. "I thought you'd never ask." As they joined forces, carefully untangling lights and rearranging ornaments, their laughter echoed through Cedar Lane. By evening, the snowstorm had intensified. Cedar Lane was nearly impassable, and the women realized they couldn't leave yet. "Looks like we're stuck," Riley said, brushing snow off her coat. Emma frowned. Stuck here in the cold? Well, yes. But we have lights, decorations, and each other, Riley added with a teasing grin. Emma rolled her eyes, but couldn't suppress a smile. They decided to take shelter in Riley's van, which was parked nearby, loaded with more supplies. Inside, the van was warm and cozy, smelling faintly of pine and peppermint from a sachet Riley had tucked in the dashboard. They talked, initially about decorations and contest strategies, but gradually the conversation turned personal. Riley told Emma about leaving a bustling city life for the quiet charm of Maplewood. Emma admitted how she had grown up in the town and felt a sense of responsibility to uphold its traditions. Snow piled higher outside, and soon the van windows were frosted over. Riley reached over to brush a strand of hair from Emma's face. Emma's heart raced. She caught Riley's gaze, and for a moment, the world narrowed to the warmth between them, the soft glow of fairy lights reflecting in their eyes. "You're different than I expected," Emma admitted softly. "In a good way?" Riley asked, her voice tinged with hope. Emma nodded. "Yes, in a very good way." The snowstorm raged on, but inside the small van, a new warmth took root, a connection neither had anticipated, but both felt deeply. It was no longer about winning. It was about this unexpected closeness, fragile yet exhilarating. By the time the storm slowed, they had laughed until their cheeks hurt, shared stories, and even decorated the van interior with mini lights, creating a tiny winter wonderland of their own. Outside, the snow-blanketed Cedar Lane in a pristine, glittering layer, ready to unveil their joint masterpiece to the town. The morning after the snowstorm, Cedar Lane looked like a scene from a Christmas card. Snow glittered on every rooftop and fence, and the decorations Emma and Riley had frantically assembled together now shone in harmony. The storm had forced them into partnership, and surprisingly, their styles blended beautifully. Emma's precision balanced Riley's whimsy. Walking along the street, Emma couldn't help but notice how alive Riley seemed in the snow's soft glow. She laughed as Riley spun in place, arms outstretched, letting snowflakes settle on her dark hair. Emma felt a tug in her chest she wasn't ready to name. "We make a pretty good team," Riley said, noticing Emma's gaze. Emma gave a reluctant smile. "Don't let it go to your head." Riley's laugh was irresistible. Too late. As they continued decorating, the playful rivalry returned, though now it was lighter, more flirtatious. They competed over who could hang the most ornaments without dropping them, who could untangle a stubborn string of lights fastest, and who could craft the most eye-catching wreath. But every time one of them stumbled, the other was there to steady her, hands brushing in the process. Each touch sent a quiet thrill through Emma, and she suspected Riley felt it too. By midday, the townspeople began to wander down Cedar Lane, admiring the decorations. Murmurs of awe and admiration floated through the air. Emma felt a sense of pride, but it was different this time. It wasn't about beating Riley. It was about what they had created together. Riley nudged her. "Truce." Emma raised an eyebrow. "Truce," she agreed, but neither of them could resist teasing the other every now and then. As they worked side by side, the line between rivalry and affection blurred. Emma found herself laughing more freely than she had in years. Riley's presence made everything feel lighter, warmer, as if the winter chill couldn't reach them. Night fell, and the first stars pierced the clear winter sky. The town's Christmas lights shimmered, reflecting in the snow-covered street. Emma and Riley stood at the center of Cedar Lane, surveying their handiwork, breath visible in the cold air. "It's perfect," Riley whispered. Emma's chest tightened. "We did it together." Riley smiled, stepping closer. "I'm glad I met you, Emma. I didn't expect this. Or you." Emma's heart raced. She swallowed, suddenly aware of how close Riley was. I didn't expect to like you, she admitted, voice barely above a whisper. Riley tilted her head, eyes sparkling. Like me. Emma nodded, shivering, not from the cold. More than I should. A silence fell, broken only by the soft crunch of snow beneath their boots. Then, Riley closed the small distance between them, brushing her gloved hand against Emma's cheek. Emma leaned into the touch, a warmth spreading through her chest that had nothing to do with the snowstorm. Good, Riley murmured, her breath mingling with Emma's. Because I feel the same. And with that, Riley kissed her softly, tenderly, and yet with a spark of something thrillingly wild. Emma responded instinctively, her hands finding Riley's waist as the snow swirled around them like confetti at a celebration. They pulled back slightly, foreheads touching, breaths mingling. The rivalry, the teasing, the competitiveness, all of it melted away. There was only this, the thrill of connection, the joy of the unexpected, and the undeniable magic of a first kiss under the snow. I guess being rivals wasn't so bad, Emma said, her lips curving into a shy smile. Riley laughed softly. Best rivalry ever. And in that moment, beneath the twinkling lights of Cedar Lane, both women realized that sometimes the most unexpected partnerships could become the most extraordinary love stories. The next morning, the town buzzed with excitement. Cedar Lane had been transformed into a winter wonderland, drawing townspeople and visitors alike. Emma and Riley walked side by side, hands brushing occasionally, exchanging secret smiles that spoke louder than words. The judging for the Christmas decorating contest took place at the town square. Emma and Riley, still basking in the glow of their shared victory and blossoming romance, presented their block. The judges paused, whispering to each other, and finally announced, Cedar Lane. The most creative, heartwarming, and beautiful decorations this town has ever seen. Cheers erupted, and the women hugged tightly, laughing. Emma whispered in Riley's ear, I couldn't have done it without you. Riley grinned. Neither could I. Guess we're unstoppable together. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the snowy street, Emma and Riley found a quiet corner, away from the crowd. Emma looked at Riley, feeling the warmth of her hand in hers. So, do we keep decorating together next year? Riley smirked. Only if we can keep the kissing part too. Emma laughed, leaning in for another kiss, soft and lingering. The snow continued to fall gently around them, each flake a reminder of the day they discovered something even more magical than Christmas decorations, each other. That Christmas, Cedar Lane became more than just a contest winner. It became a symbol of new beginnings, unexpected partnerships, and love found in the most unlikely of moments. Emma and Riley's rivalry had blossomed into something neither had expected, and as they walked hand in hand down the twinkling street, both knew that this was only the beginning of their story. For the first time in years, Emma didn't mind losing, because she had found something far greater than any title or trophy, a love that sparkled brighter than all the Christmas lights combined.